we're just gonna have fun.
We are. I
As,
figured, like, well, it's you, so
as per
we'll
usual.
figure some shit
As
out.
per usual. Hello and welcome to the Fun Truth Podcast, where we talk with image makers and light shapers about their art and their process of their creativity. Again, we have, fan favorite Tawn on the pod. She's a former corporate boss man turned Reiki healer after a well-documented gap year. She is also an illustrator, performer, overall fun person. Again, Tawn, welcome and thank you for coming on board.
Thank you so much for having me.
For the uninitiated, just tell people who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so like Janelle said, former took gap year, decided not to go back, picked up all these odd jobs to try to make money, and then Corona hit. And once Corona hit, I lost my part-time receptionist job. and and then suddenly I was throwing out all of my skill sets and my Venmo. I was like, no shame, y'all. Like, you know my story. Like, I'm trying to make this like living like a holistic and like, just like non-optimized life. And I'm working reception that has paid like my rent for the last couple of months. And of course, Corona happened, COVID-19. I temporarily lost my job. So then I was like scrambling to figure out how to make money. And yeah, I'm a Reiki practitioner. I do meditation. I do end of life work. And recently, like when I lost my job, I somehow became an illustrator.
We're hustling.
We're hustling. And I was like, no shame in my game.
Yeah, I mean, that's how people are living right now. And that's, one of the main reasons why I brought Tawn back again on board, because we are now in day 10, officially day 10 of the New York shelter in place initiative to curb the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Among all of my friends, Tawn has the most, let's say, balanced outlook in living through her experience that we've shared in a couple of episodes in the Fun Truth podcast. So as we go into the first New York shelter-in-place weekend, I figured, how about we do a little, list? People love lists.
Yes,
I said, Tawn, how about write down 5 things that people should do while we're in lockdown, while we are in quarantine. And I figured the stuff that she will be sharing will be very, very valuable. And then the stuff that I will be sharing will not be. So that should balance it out. So let's test it out. Let's test it out. Before we go to the formal top 5 list of what you should do during this quarantine, honorable mention. Tawn, give me an honorable mention thing that you need to do while you are locked in your house, your apartment, your trailer during this pandemic season.
Clean.
Ah,
like duh. Like reorganize. Like I reorganized my shelf.
That
makes a difference.
Perfect, because that is also part of my honorable mention list is catch up in cooking and cleaning.
Yep.
So, I mean, I want to point this out. Didn't even break our top 5. Cooking and cleaning. So people need to understand that, cleaning, organization, although very important, not the most important thing to do. But while we have time to do it, You should. So you said that you organize your shelves. So
Yeah.
what did you kind of discover in finding time to do stuff that you wouldn't normally do, like in your organizing your shelf? What shelves did you organize?
Should I show you? Kind of. All right. So I don't know if you can see. It might be too dark. It might be a little dark right there. Yeah, I think you can see it. Anyways, so I organized all my books,
Mm-hmm.
my photos all went down. I need to do them later.
Okay.
But I had this vision of like going into green and white and adding, because now I'm a freelancer. I
Mm-hmm.
spend so much time at home and I have a lot of brown stuff, like brown, black,
Yeah.
like that's my space. And I was like, oh, since I freelance at home now, I need to up it up with like green,
Mm-hmm.
like earth, like we have earthy, now we need like trees in it.
Cool.
And
Cool.
so, but what I ended up doing was that I finally touched the outside of my fire escape because I was like, wait, I also have, I wanted to spray paint things.
Oh.
And so I had a white spray paint and I started spray painting a few of the stuff to like the bookshelf thingy, and I painted it to white.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
All right. I mean, that's one of those things that I think I tweeted about this last week too, because I normally clean. I vacuum multiple times a week.
You're super clean.
I try to
Anyone
be.
doesn't know this, Janelle is super clean.
I have a cat, so I need to maintain the place, or else it'll get out of hand real quick. But something that I don't do with my shelves, now that you mentioned it, is I never dusted my books. So some of my books were filthy. So having time to actually like pull out a book, wipe it down real quick, make it a little shiny again, but also just go back through some of the books that I've read years and years ago.
Yeah.
So it's just nice to stroll through memory lane. Like none of my real sentimental value items are on the shelves anyway, because I try to keep them like out to be seen
Yeah.
and touched, or in boxes to not be seen and touched. But the
Yep.
books, I see it every day, never clean it. So yep. Cleaning also in my honorable mention. What next? What's your next honorable mention thing that you need to do during the shutdown?
Y'all, come on, sleep. Like
Ooh.
I feel that people are freaking out. I'm like, yo, if you have been burnt out, why aren't y'all sleeping? And it's like, I still don't get it. I've been getting crazy hours of sleep and I'm just like waking up like, yeah, today is my day and I'm gonna like go to my living room.
Yeah, sleeping is not in my list because I'm opposite. Like the more sleep that I need an adequate amount. I used to
Yeah.
average around 4, and now like 6 to 7 is like a good hour for me. So
6
that's
to 7 me too.
Yeah,
Like
so-
that's, or actually 6 to 8.
yeah, like six is like perfect. 7 is like pushing it. But if now it was cold over the weekend in New York, it was raining a lot, so
Mhm.
uh didn't have an alarm clock for a week now. And I slept 8 hours, and I think I'm that old where you wake up as like my back hurts from sleeping. That's not a good thing. So sleeping didn't break my honorable mention list nor my top 5 list, but I did
Okay.
put in my honorable mention catch up on TV shows and movies that you never had time to catch up on.
I have that on my honorable mention.
Oh, great. Okay, so
Yeah.
my angle on it is we always talk with friends about the stuff that they watch and see and they enjoy. They give us their 2 cents on, oh, you will really enjoy the show. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
sometimes we do get to the show and then we're thankful, but for the most part we just forget about it. So now I'm actually like, all right, I haven't seen The Outsider from HBO. I heard a lot of good things about it. It's like my aesthetic, beautifully shot. So I
Yeah.
figured, okay, I had time to watch that. Plus, also my friends know that I like competition reality TV shows that are not cheesy.
Yeah. Which ones are you watching?
Lego Masters. Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't realize that I was gonna be entertained by a bunch of adults building Lego with a particular theme. So I enjoy that, but I also enjoy like my usual The Voice and The Masked Singer. So I was able to
yeah.
catch up all the episodes that I missed even the
Okay.
past season. So those were
Yeah.
my quick few catch ups. How about you? Since you have it in your honorable mention list as
I
well.
just I just put Netflix, and I love docuseries.
Mm.
I started Hillary. I haven't.
Ooh.
Yeah, I haven't finished. That was on Hulu, so I guess
Mm,
that's not Netflix,
mm.
but similar things. And then now I'm really into watching Pandemic.
Oh, see. I saw that
Yeah.
start of the year when it came out, which is
Isn't that crazy?
I think it's like I
That
think Corona was Netflix's fault.
it was just, you know what? I don't know how these things work. I'm sure there is a conspiracy theory
Nah.
out there somewhere that's like, did y'all see when Pandemic came out? When Pandemic came out, then like a few days later, Corona really
Yeah.
broke out. And I'm pretty sure someone thinks that it is a corporate man-made virus.
But also it's like maybe the documentary Pandemic was made a few years ago. I think 2016, 2017, 2018 was
Yeah,
the
usually you're right. Those things don't
but I
like
think
they show up.
they had
Yeah.
it in their back pocket until they started hearing rumblings of Corona in China or like late last year. It's like, it's gonna break out. So let's let's put it out there. So that's my thinking. But either way, we were due. We were due for a giant pandemic
Yeah.
anyway. So pandemic. Anything else that you want like that you enjoyed doesn't have to be like a real like a recommendation from you.
I don't know. I've been randomly watching stupid YouTube videos.
Oh,
I don't know. It's just like it's
that's my thing too. I
yeah. I'm just like I've gone through this hole now where I'm like, I don't know why I'm liking to watch like reaction videos, but
oh,
now I'm like,
which one? I do FBE or the React
oh no,
channel,
I don't do that
and
stuff.
I do I think I binged one Sunday evening almost the entirety of Mr. Beast. Just
Oh
yeah,
wow.
just dude
I
giving
mean,
away money. Awesome.
yeah. To me, I don't know why it is funny to watch, but I started watching one of someone critiquing Kourtney Kardashian, and I just like kept going. Like they're critiquing celebrities, like beauty routine,
Oh.
which and this is like, and they're like licensed like estheticians. So licensed estheticians are critiquing celebrities who
Mm-hmm.
are like
Mm-hmm.
pushing peddling
Yep.
products and also showing, and they're just like sitting here like mortified
Yeah.
like of the products that are out there in the market and how celebrities are pushing it and how it's actually going to make your skin even
Sure.
worse.
Yeah.
So it's always just fun being like, no, why would you do that?
That's in my queue. That's in my queue to not necessarily the makeup estes makeup
Aesthetic.
people,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I have in my queue the like vocal coach reacts to
Oh.
this person. Yeah,
Yeah, I would watch that.
yeah. So
Like, those are the things that I would watch.
yeah,
I'm just like
I like
seeing experts like
yeah.
dog on.
There was
Yeah.
there was a singer that was competing in the most recent America's Got Talent Champions edition. So like all of the
Mm.
past champions all over the world, they brought them in the last season, and one of the competitors was a singer from the Philippines that has the dual voice. Like he'll do like a duet with himself. He'll have
Oh,
the lowest low voice and the highest octave. So he'll do like um, amazing renditions of this like like amazing songs. Like his name is like Marcelito Pomoy, and he came
okay.
close to the finals, but because he came there, a lot of the vocal coach reacts to Marcelito Pomoy's rendition of X, Y, and Z, and they're just amazed on how a person can have that wide range.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoy those React videos as well. All right,
Oh, that's
let's do
interesting.
one more honorable mention.
What is one more honorable mention? Damn it, I don't. I'm looking at my list right now. Because this is about to go into. Because this is
No,
our yeah Netflix video. That's I listed as two different things, but I guess they're not because we just talked about it. Nope, that's literally it. I
okay.
actually need to do my tax.
All right.
I'm
Okay. All right. My
organizing.
I'll do one more honorable mention on my list, and then we'll go to
Okay.
the real show.
Okay. Cool.
Something that didn't break my top five is exercise. No, I have
Ooh.
plenty more important things over exercise. It's important,
Yeah.
but uh, because it's a lot of people might not have access to either equipment or a place to do so.
Yep.
Um, and these bodyweight exercises, I've been trying a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's just like I don't feel that it's working, but I'm not
You have you done like a Zoom exercise, meaning like
like watch
dialing in
people.
other people, and you
Oh
do it yourself?
no, I might need to warm up to the idea of doing like a virtual class with people. I think it's all the rage now, but I'm getting there. But I did order some like adjustable dumbbells so that I
Oh, that's
could lift
good.
weights. But also it's a good investment because you know if it's there, I'm more likely to use it. So I figured if I can pump a couple of bicep curls and chest presses every day, that would
Yeah.
make me less likely to die of obesity. So
Yeah.
uh, that's
No, but you're totally right. If you do get it, because I actually showed my exercise equipment the other day
ooh.
to people. Um, yeah, it's like hidden behind a curtain, but it's like it's so yeah. If I do bust it out during the 10 days, I have busted it out, and I'm just like, oh, I've been preparing for this moment.
That's the thing too, because like
Today, la, 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 a lifetime. Like I don't know why Kelly Clarkson is coming up, but yeah, for a moment like
yeah,
this.
a lot of people are stressed out because they are a little bit cabin fever ish because of not being able to go out. But again, I'm lucky I'm across the park. But also, it's just like there's so many things that you can do inside that will enjoy you.
Yes, and I guess that's where we're about to get
Let's
to.
go. All right, yo, top five. What is Tawn Lay's top five thing to do while in shelter in place mode?
Um, dance parties.
Ooh, good call. Partying.
Yeah, yeah,
Partying in general
yeah,
is a good call
yeah,
for something that needs to be in your top five
yeah,
when you are sequestered in your tiny little box for the
yeah,
foreseeable future. What
yeah.
parties have you been attending, or what have you partaken?
Partaken. I guess this goes into all this is like blurring together. So
All right,
TikTok.
there are no
So first off, your girl was on TikTok since 2016. Before it was even
Oh,
called TikTok, it was called Musically. So
ooh.
some people are like, what is this TikTok? I was like, yo, I've been like self quarantining since 2016. Um, but yeah, I think learning the dances, and I feel old now because I was like, ooh, the Renegade is in. And then I learned that the Renegade was at the top of its popularity a month ago. And then it was actually created back in September of last year. So
I'm
just
assuming it's a dance move, right?
yeah,
It's a,
it's like a dance. It's a choreographed 8 count dance, and I still haven't gotten it yet because I was
oh,
so you're here, you're seeing me like this, like
for the audio
you
listeners,
know,
she's
like,
doing some
and
moves that
then
I
just
do not
like
know.
I was like, wait, is this the whoa? Is this the whoa or is this the whoa? And so I'm just like slowing things down And like, I look dumb, but I'm sure everyone else looks dumb doing this too. But yeah, that's what I've been doing is I've actually been analyzing. But unlike my other videos that I've done, this is the first time that I'm actually counting the 8 counts or trying to figure out the 8. I have time to figure out the 8 counts and associate it to the movements.
So now you're just not mimicking what you see, but you're actually breaking it down into actual technicals,
Yes.
technical parts. So it's
Yes.
a more formal way of doing something meme-ish.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Like this is now getting hard. This is not like, oh, me like playing around. It's like, okay, what did they do? Wait, hold on. They did this.
It's choreography now. You can't just like
Yeah.
copy.
Yeah.
All right. So
Like,
you're doing TikTok. Have you done any virtual happy hours or
yes.
tell me about all the parties that or like the engagements that you've done virtually.
I'm like burnt out on engagements. Like,
Wow.
like I want to like not go to them anymore. Like
Wow.
I'm this weird like okay, so I'm an extrovert, but I'm also like I'm in the between like most people. Like
Mhm.
I can see a lot of people at the same time I can be like very alone. But they're fun, but I'm tired of them.
What are give me a few examples of what parties that we can judge that you've
So
attended?
we'll do a Zoom with
Okay.
like all my friends, and then you'll see like all
Mm-hmm.
the, and then we just like literally have a happy hour. Basically, I pour myself. Ooh, I should put this down. Okay, I pour myself a drink. My top 5 keeps changing. Is this part of the rule? Like, can I
There
change?
are no rules. There are no rules.
Okay, cool. So so we all make a drink and then we like have a happy hour
Mm-hmm.
and there's like 4 or 5, about 4 to 6 people so we can all talk to each other. And that's it. And then, but I'm finding like other people are having happy hours
Yeah.
and like they want to invite you. But then I was like, I don't feel like showing up.
Sitting down in front of a screen.
I know it's like, it's hard work. Because you're still on, because it
That's true.
is real social interaction. And I'm like, I already talked to the cashier today. Like, I think
That's it.
that
You're all talked out talking to the
I'm
cashier.
talked out.
All right. Well, I've uh, I tweeted this when the work from home started trickling out a couple of
Mm-hmm.
weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then me and my former team still do a well I said that find you a team that you're still teammates with even if you've switched jobs. So we still
Yeah.
do like a 30-minute one drink. We can talk both a little bit about work but also
Yeah.
not about work while
Yeah.
while on VC, which is kind of great cuz it's it kind of feels that if you're working throughout the day and
Mm-hmm.
haven't really like engaged with somebody on a more intellectual kind of like
Yeah.
process driven thing, you didn't, because the thing with the office is even if you're not in a meeting or even if you're not brainstorming about something, just having somebody overhearing what you're thinking about or what you're talking about with somebody else can spur some other conversations. And I think even not necessarily just during the quarantine
Mm-hmm.
time period, just like the prevalence of people working from home, you just kind of miss people a lot. So this time it's like it's just us three. We might be
Yeah.
talking, we might not, but we have one drink all together just to ensure that
Yeah.
we're all sane. So I approve
Yeah.
of your top 5: partying, virtual happy hours, but not too
Yeah.
much. What has been your favorite like virtual engagement during the past week or so of this shelter in place?
You know what? I mean, I've always spoken to my mom via
Mm.
FaceTime and I've spoken to my sister. But now that this whole Zoom, because I introduced the family to Zoom
Mhm.
and they're like, oh shit, this is like so much clearer.
Yeah.
Like, and you could do like the gallery view. So we're all like galleried out. Um, I find that fun. And the kids, I mean, my niece and nephew, they're so young and they're just like, oh, and it's like a good way for them to show off,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, I found it really fun and connecting in that way with them. And of course, with family, it doesn't go more than like 15 minutes for
Mm-hmm.
us. So it's just like compact
Yeah,
enough to
easy.
like see and talk. And then it's like, whereas these happy hours have lasted like at least an hour.
Wow.
And then you kind of want to like drift off and like, I kind of want to just watch TV now.
Well, I mean, you can put
So,
yourself on mute and have a couple of shows in the background. I've done that.
but that's so like ingenuine,
That's
like,
it.
yeah, it's just like ingenuous,
Genuine?
anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
ingenuous. Anyways,
Yeah.
so it's so I don't do that, but I found myself like not attending. Not that the people are bad. It's just like I'm just zoomed out.
Yeah. I mean, we're on Zoom right now. I just
Yeah,
enjoy the interface. It makes recording a lot easier. It's
yeah,
very, very clean. You can document whatever that you want to document. So I on the technical aspect, I enjoy that we have these things for free very easily so that a lot of people can use it.
yeah.
Um,
Same,
yeah, I just don't want
same.
to use it like my entire afternoon after I've gone through the entire day of work. So, all right, party, use Zoom, Skype,
Mhm.
FaceTime, whatever you need. It's very important during this time. My
Yeah.
number five, I'm definitely sure this is not going to be in your list.
Okay, I want to hear it.
Video games.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I've
I
noticed that with a lot of, I don't want to say dudes, but noticed that a lot with just dudes in general. It's like they're playing a lot of video games. You're right, it's not in my list.
yeah, but I'm looking at it more of an investment
Mm,
because a video game is $60, but
true.
the game itself can run you on average 24 hours to 30 hours. The games that I play are 100 plus hours. So
Yeah.
if you divide that out, it's pennies per hour
I have
that
a
you
question
spend.
for you. 'Cause I don't know anything about the gaming
Mhm.
world. So there's a platform, what is it called? Twitch, whatever. What's the,
Twitch, that is a streaming platform. Yeah,
has that like gone up since quarantine?
hundred
Like
percent.
has it like doubled?
It's not only it didn't only it not double because it has always been a large base and not a lot of
Yeah.
people can or has the bandwidth like internet bandwidth to support streaming or gaming
Yeah.
platforms that can plug into a computer so that they can go on streaming. So
Yeah.
but viewership, people sleep on Twitch. There's more viewers on e-gaming or just gaming in general or Twitch streaming than it has been in other major sports. So a lot of people are now more encouraged to go live. Like I'm sure you've noticed it. Like the exponential growth of people going
Yeah.
IGTV or IG Story Live or Facebook
Yeah.
Live the past couple of weeks, but that's the same case with Twitch. So
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm like, I saw someone, she's a comedian, she did something. She's like, stop going live.
yeah,
It's weird because there's only two people in there and
yeah,
now we look weird watching you talk.
yeah. I have a love hate relationship about it too, because like
Yeah.
I feel sad when I accidentally click on a live story with like three or four viewers, right?
Me too.
But I
Because
also
you're just clicking and then you're doing your own thing and suddenly you're like, shit, I didn't, oh, fuck. I did not
yeah,
mean to click into your thing.
because sometimes like a banner pops down if somebody messages you or somebody likes your
And
photo, and I want to see who likes my photos. I'm like
yeah,
I'm a normal guy, so but sometimes yeah, it's like oh shit, it's somebody going live, but. I think the reason why I'm not 100% on board with it because I feel I'll be one of those people if I go live. It's gonna be just like me. talking to myself, maybe one more person that kind of accidentally pressed on the notification.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
But the good part about it though too is like I'm enjoying the idea that it is normalizing the fact that you could publicize yourself. Like now streaming, going live, making content, putting your voice out there
Mhm.
is even more. It's like it sped up its adoption across the mainstream. Now it's like what you mentioned, everybody
Yeah.
is like doing an online virtual class. Everybody's hustling, selling stuff, or trying to
That's me.
get
That's
tips, or
that.
because you need to. Like I mean, I totally understand. I really don't. I really don't feel any ill will towards the people that are peddling their talents. Like, there's so much more boobs everywhere now. Like so many boobs.
Why are we whispering about that?
There's so much boobs, so many, so much. So
How?
because
Maybe we're not following the same people. I
well,
was like,
in
let's
my
see.
circles, like everybody is just like, you know,
Oh, I see. Yes, yes, yes. You're
yeah,
with your circle. Now it's the time to be like,
yeah, like because like you're stuck at home. What else could you do? Well, open an
yeah,
OnlyFans account. Open a, sell photos or images or content via
yeah.
Venmo or Snapchat Premium and stuff like that. And I'm not
Mhm.
mad at it. It's like you do you, and I like the idea.
Yeah.
It's like all right, if your content is good, it'll rise up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but
No, I agree with you. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Um, yeah, because people are like, now it's my time and
mhm.
I gotta make money. Because I think I'm assuming people are showing boobs. Also, that is their day job too. Maybe
Maybe,
entertainment,
yeah,
and
maybe, yeah,
it's gone shut down.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
But
there's I look at my like I open my Twitter and then everybody is just like wow, like all right, I approve of the art that you are making, and I support it.
yeah,
And if again if the content is of quality, it's
yeah,
not hard to Venmo a buck, $2, to people out there. So yeah, that's the good thing about it. It's like it just gives in more people avenues to sell their stuff, and eventually somebody's gonna, hopefully eventually it's gonna touch somebody in a positive way. So that's my
for
thing.
sure.
Like,
No, I absolutely agree. I think this is like the best time in terms of anyone that wants to do like self expression, that type of work,
mhm.
to do it because everyone's at home. And then now maybe you're even discovering shit that you thought you didn't like. And suddenly you might have seen like boobs that were done in a certain way. You're like, oh shit, I never thought
Yeah.
this is interesting. Like,
No, I mean it's. I mean, we'll discuss it a little bit further because the content is in my top five. I'm not going to say which number, but
got it.
that's the benefit of it. But like closing down on my top five, which is video games, it's just a very very sound investment in terms of time and money because if you find something that you really really like, a movie is $20,
Yeah.
$15. All right. Your subscription for stuff is dozens of dollars per month. A video game is like a one lump sum cost, and if you
Yeah.
are engaged and if you love the story and you are absorbed in the lore of everything that the game is showing you and making you interact, it can be hundreds of hours. And I'm playing this game called Animal Crossing in particular recently that is keeping me
Hmm.
sane, which is basically you are building an island. So it's just random chores so that you can get money so that you can upgrade your house and then plant and clean and chop down trees. It's stressless, it's
Yeah.
calming, and I realized that if I didn't have Animal Crossing, I think I'd be two or three times more frustrated with all of the things that has been happening. But right now, it's like if I get tired, if I get like a little bit
Yeah.
stressed, pop it open. I'm great. So yeah, video games is my number five. Next,
Yeah.
what's your top four thing that you need to do during the
We're already at 4. I thought we're at 3.
well.
We did dance, TikTok, and then happy hour.
No, it's like happy party is one.
Oh, that sounds okay. I like separated all this out. Anyways, my other thing that I've been doing, I'll just show it.
Oh,
So
for the audio
this,
listeners, she is
yes, I'm showing my
sign
keyboard.
language. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
this
keyboard.
it's my keyboard. So I've just should I lump this also in with drawing, artsy fartsy?
Yeah, all
Should
right.
I lump it? Okay, so
Hobby,
artsy fartsy.
art,
Hobby,
art.
artsy fartsy, yeah. So I would lump it with yeah, I finally turned my keyboard back on,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not a great pianist. I just know how to play certain chords, and once I learn chords, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been making similar to my dance videos, I've been making music videos.
What?
Well, not music videos, but like let me just like play a few easy chords. I am also the worst memorizer. I cannot memorize. Yeah, I just can't memorize. Any rote memorization, I'm really bad at. So I memorized a chorus, which was still extremely hard for me. And then I played it, and then I made a jingle.
Oh.
My corona. So and then I was like, I don't have enough time right now to be thinking of other lyrics. Like na 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 na. I'm pretty sure other people can think of something super clever, but it goes like my corona. Anyways,
Man. This is
we're getting creative here.
2020 is the year of the virus. My gosh. So yeah, so you're reigniting your old hobbies or your old skills.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. Reigniting my old scales, and then reigniting, as we talked about earlier, my drawings, my illustrations. Sticky Situation started up again. I haven't been producing a few of the days that I missed a few days already, but they're starting again.
Right.
So, and yeah, and I'm getting Venmos for it. So,
Awesome.
FYI, hold on, let me plug myself here.
Oh, you have plenty of time to plug it. Plug it. Go.
Yeah, if y'all need an illustration, Venmo your girl, and I got you.
There you go. That's a good number 4. It's like you have your old skills, be it music or drawing, painting, knitting. You're forced to not, because it's not necessarily that you have more time. It's just that you're not going places anymore. So that kind of like segues into my number 4, which is organizing your work schedule. So I put it in number 4 because I'm quote unquote lucky that my job can be done remotely, or there's not a real drop off in terms of not being in the office. In fact, things are a little bit more efficient because people are overcompensating working from home by hopping on quick video conferences, or just being more detailed in their emails and being more responsive with instant messages, so that you do your job a little bit more quickly. So that's kind of has actually been great for me the past week and a half. But the only time that I got back was the 2.5 hours that I use for the morning ritual, the evening ritual, as well as the commute. So that's a lot of time for somebody that has no time. Getting 2 to 3 hours back is important. So that's the time that I got back is what I use to look at my day and see what is actually beneficial and what is not.
That reflection.
Yes, but the thing that made this my number 4 is the pitfall of working from home is nobody sees how busy you are. Okay, nobody see that you're frustrated. Nobody see that you're tired, or nobody
Yeah.
see that there's are you getting a lot of requests. So if like most jobs don't have like a board or a ticketing system that you are number
Yeah.
five for John L's interaction. So that's
Yeah.
something that was realizing because the first couple of days of work from home was kind of great, but then I
Hmm.
realized like I spend more time working. Like I'm working literally till 2 in the morning because people are just sending stuff whenever that they can,
Hmm.
and that's the reason why I realized like I need to organize that. All right, I still need to wake up at this time so I can pretend to shower, do my
Hmm.
job, do a lunch break, see
Hmm.
what is important in the after work, do
And
your
that's like a
exercise.
freelancer schedule.
Yeah,
Like that was the thing I struggled with the most is like even when I wasn't working was building structure to my
hmm
day.
yeah, and
And oh, hi whiskey.
yeah, she's in the background. Yeah, there you go. For the
um
audio listeners, that's my cat. Yeah.
yeah, so it's I think structure is hard. I think people think that working from home and freelancing is an easy job. It's actually like you're right. People don't see what's going on,
Yeah,
and you're just like, yo, bro, like, what do you think I'm doing all
yeah,
day? Do you think I'm do you think I'm actually sleeping 12 hours? I'm not
yeah.
sleeping. I'm doing things.
A-
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, scheduling is one thing. Like,
Hmm.
scheduling is part of the job, but being able to look at your schedule, the organizing part is the one that usually people don't have time to do. It's like you just get
Yeah.
meetings, you slot them to whatever fits in your day. So, what I've
Hmm.
been trying to be a little bit more cognizant about is actually look at my calendar and see which one of these can I consolidate, which one of these can I either email ahead so that I'm only going to use 15 of the 30 minutes.
Hmm.
And that has it's still a work in progress because like I mentioned, if they don't out of sight out of mind, if they don't see you, like
Hmm.
for me,
Hmm.
like I'm the type of person that I don't like my emails to be stuck in my box. I want to like answer it right
Hmm.
away, or at least I
Yeah.
want to prep it so I can address it as soon as I can. And that's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
People are emailing at 11, 12, 10 o'clock. And I know people say to just don't look at your email. It's not that simple because, there are
Yeah.
things that if you did it this afternoon, it would have taken an hour, but
Yeah.
now you're doing it the next day. It's going to take half a day.
Yeah.
Right. So it's because you don't see anybody. You can't just really tap somebody on the shoulder. So you have to be very cognizant about the structure. So again,
Exactly.
my number four, organize your work schedule, set some boundaries, put yourself in some, like what you mentioned, structure. All right,
Yeah.
moving on. Number three.
All right, so I think my three, I think this falls for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone. Reading.
Oh, okay.
And like reading for like, not like dumb reading where you're like, oh, what's the news
Mm-hmm.
today? Where's COVID? Well, yeah, I only do morning news in the morning where
Mm-hmm.
like, and the only thing I look at is what do I need to know
Yep.
about this pandemic? And do I need to know when things are shutting down? That's it. And after that, I'm kind of done with my day. But now I am like, there are a couple books that I've had on my Kindle, and now I'm actually reading them. Yeah, and I'm even reading how to be a better communicator.
Ooh.
I don't know, dumb things like that, where I'm like, oh, that'll be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people keep on saying that reading is important. But
Yeah.
again, not a lot of like very few people are speed readers, so reading does take a lot of time.
I cannot speed read. I
And
am such a slow reader.
yeah, same. And then I think you're right in saying like you're only reading the news in the morning because the
Yeah.
problem with the social medias right now is we are so inundated with clickbait
Oh, for
headlines.
sure. For sure.
Everything is a headline. That means if everything is a headline, nothing is a headline. And it's hard
Yeah.
to parse out which ones are the most important things. So it's good to set limits. Well, my limit is I just don't read the news, period. I just
Yeah,
like,
the thing is, like, I found myself within the first couple of days being that person that's like, did y'all hear? Did you No. Or I was that person. And I also was that person. I was like, I told y'all capitalism is like a little bit fucked up because it's not done correctly. Our system's falling apart. It's been falling apart, but no one like I'm one of those people like this shit is falling. And I hope it keeps falling so we could rebuild something else up, you know? And I was like that person. And I'm like, do you know how many people are suffering who lost their jobs and can't do anything? Do you know that the government, we need to like demand for the bailout, blah, blah, blah. And then finally I was like, all right, I already know what I need to do with the system, how I'm going to participate in the system or fuck the system over. That's fine. Like, but I shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't keep and these are my friends, right? So I was like, they know where I'm coming from. Like, I'm not teaching them anything new.
Yeah.
They're grown adults.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't need to know things.
We need basic information, or we need important information, essential information. Sometimes too much information is kind of will confuse you even more. What has been the best thing that you've read of late? You mentioned a few.
Yes, that I read. Oh my God, what is it called? Billionaires. It's the one. Okay, so it's nonfiction.
You lost me at nonfiction.
Basically, it's about I know. It's about how fucked up our system is. And it's about billionaires who think that they're doing that they're servicing, like, and then McKinsey's and all these big consulting firms that are now kind of doing good and social responsibility when they're part of the problem. And I don't know why the name has like gone out, but it was on Trevor Noah's The Daily Show.
Okay.
So he I kind of want to grab my book right now.
Well, we'll get it. We'll put it in the description below later, so people can educate themselves about crooked billionaires. All right. So reading is your number 3. Well, speaking of crooked billionaires, my number 3 is perfect here. So my headline says, manage your subscriptions, or now you have time to deep dive into your finances. So, all right.
Shit. I've actually been doing that. Didn't make my list, but I have been doing that.
Yeah, see, it's important. Well, for me, it's like I've always been pretty okay with how I handle my money. Not the best. I could not spend more money on toys, but the thing that I really discovered last week when I downloaded an Excel sheet of all my credit card statements and categorized them on the things that I broke down what I was spending month on month. I had $50 worth of subscriptions services that I do not use or I don't need to use. So I was able to cut down $50 every month, which is, for some people might be nothing, but for me, $50 is a lot. So
for a lot of people, $50 is part of their grocery bills.
100%. So like that's the thing that I last weekend went through every credit card. Yeah, I even moved stuff around. Like I wanted all my subscription services to be in one credit card, and then one credit card to just be like groceries, and the one that I will be using in my pocket. So it's like I only have 2 major credit cards that I use. So so now that you guys have time to like do these mundane stuff, I think if you look hard enough in your bank statements, you might find something that you can either consolidate or ask friends. Because the reason why I figured like, why do I have some subscription services that I could share with my friends.
Yeah.
So like I'll pay for a couple, and then if one friend has Disney Plus or Showtime, let me have Showtime, and I'll give you my Netflix. I have like one more slot in my Netflix. So, now's the time. Now's the time to look at your subscription services.
It's so important. I didn't write it down, but yeah, you're right. I too have been like looking at my finances. I mean, first with just like losing that part of my income, like I'm decent at categorizing and doing it, but now I'm really taking a look at even making things up, meaning like, I wonder if I do this many drawings,
Mm.
what this would look like if
Yep.
I turn it into, or it's like, maybe I should start thinking about shipping out my incense because it's only being sold in like,
The store.
like a retail.
Hmm.
I was like, what would it look like if I shipped it out? What would packaging look like? And so now it's more of a, how can I take some stuff and not do them anymore?
Hmm.
And the things I'm doing, like, how can I grow in my head? I'm like, again, homegirl needs to make money. But I
Yeah.
was like, wait, these are avenue streams that I haven't even, and I'm sure other people are thinking about this too, is like, these are avenue streams that we haven't even been thinking about. And now that this has hit, we're just like, and everyone's on IG Live.
Yep.
Everyone has an app platform. Everyone now is like scrambling to figure out how to bring things virtual. And I don't know. I find that kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of clutter. There's a lot of trash out
Mm-hmm.
there. But I mean, that doesn't take away the fact that, again, we're normalizing the idea of like, here's my Venmo.
Mm-hmm.
Give me $1, give me $5, $500 for
Mm-hmm.
something. So, one, for the people that are not totally used to transacting online, it educates them that, hey, it is safe. You can get money. You can send
Yeah.
money safely
Yeah.
by doing these platforms. But on the other hand, too, like what you mentioned, like I too am like thinking, what what can I do, or what can I monetize that I'm doing anyway?
Yeah.
So I enjoy doing. So it
Yeah.
hopefully, even if it doesn't make money, I'm enjoying doing it. But if it does make money,
It's so much
right, it's
better.
that much better. All right, so let's move to like this is where the the pedal hits the road. Is that the word? I don't
Okay.
care. Top two. What is your number
All right.
two thing that you need to do while you're in lockdown?
Make up new drinks, drink recipes.
Ah, that's a good one. Here I am thinking that you will be the responsible one providing people with actual things that will be healthy and holistic, and then your number two is drink.
Oh man, my number one's also not very holistic too.
Because now I'm looking at my list. Like my list is a little bit more healthy, but that is very important. So wait, how do you mean? It's like what?
And
How?
oh, holistic. Okay, yes, it is holistic though.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, I'm a cocktail drinker. I also drink tea as well. And so my latest recipe was a hot toddy, but
Ooh.
using echinacea. So echinacea is very like immunity boosting, and so I'm
Get
like, I think all
smashed
of us
and get healthy at the
cancel
same
each
time.
other out. But here's my recipe. My recipe for a hot toddy, right? And then also I made my own batch of kombucha. Who knew, like a
What?
few weeks ago, I was like, does anyone have a SCOBY? And of course, um, a person responded that I work with, and they're like, I have one, you can have it. I was like, okay, cool. And
Scoby?
so a SCOBY, it's like this culture of like, I am going to say this wrong, but yeah, it's like a culture of bacteria.
Okay.
Anyways,
It's kind of like the
uh,
activating ingredient, like yeast for bread.
yes,
It's
exactly.
SCOBY for kombucha. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
I made my own like kombucha. And
Yeah.
yesterday we did a live because I was like, is this mold or is this another another like SCOBY that's growing? I can't tell. But then like I dug into it and I mean, it's my own drink. So if I'm gonna kill myself, it's something that I made. like so I was like, I might get a stomach ache or something. So I tasted it. Like I moved the stuff over because it looks like mold and I was comparing it on Google and it looked like mold to me. And then I tasted it and it was like so good. And in my head, I was like, I could put fruits, I could put vodka. The mixing cocktail liquor of choice would be vodka in this instance. So once it gets to a fizzy state, and I think I might do a second fermentation with like fruits. Then once it's fizzy, I'm gonna add like vodka in, and it's
Ooh.
gonna be like
again, get healthy and get trashed. That's the type of ingenuity that we need to have in 2020. All right, so
Yeah.
a boozy kombucha. All right, I like it. I take it back. I think it's both healthy and practical. Also fun, all in one for your
It
top two.
cancels out the healthiness. I
Perfect.
don't think, yeah. But I drink like one drink a day. So it's
That's good.
like,
You're not buying drinks. You're not paying $15 for a cocktail now.
yeah,
You're making your own.
moderation, y'all.
All right.
It's all about balance.
My number two is what we are doing right now. My number two is make content. Everybody has something that they that they like doing. Now that
Mm-hmm.
we're seeing everybody hopping on IG live, doing their podcasts, doing YouTube videos. This is the time for you to take those risks and risk being embarrassed. Like every time I put out one of these podcasts, I like my heart kind of sinks because like, oh no, I'm gonna put myself out there for ridicule and judgment. But
Yeah.
the reason why I wanted to do this is one, because I like talking to my cool friends.
Yeah.
I have a
Dude, you
lot.
have a lot of really cool friends. Like,
I'm lucky.
I love listening to your
Yeah.
podcast, and I'm like, I learned a shit ton of stuff.
I
Because
learned from them too.
it's a different world. Like, I think you live in a different world than I live in. But it doesn't mean that it's any less interesting. It's just like, yo, this person's story. I think the person with like HIV.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I was just like
Yeah.
fucking blown away by her.
And then even
And
I learned, Immodesty Rose. She's also like an AIDS and a healthcare advocate because of that. But the way that she got it is something that I've never seen in any movie, in
yeah,
any in any books that I've read. So for the a quick summary of that was,
yeah,
she got infected, and she didn't even know. Like her husband cheated and then gave it to her. So it's just like one of those things where, how could you stop that? There's no real way for you to prepare
mhm.
for anything like that. It's not your fault, but she didn't break down. She kind of powered through it. There's a lot of systems that help you out in
It's
terms of
very
yeah,
inspiring.
yeah,
Some of these stories, I'm just like, fuck.
yeah.
Like, it's very inspiring stories to hear.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like when you make content, there's somebody out there that might get inspired. I'm not even gonna go that far. That's anything that I would do would inspire anybody. But the idea of you provide information for somebody to do something better, yeah, is
Yeah.
something that I like. And the reason why I this could have been in my honorable mention like a couple of days ago, but good timing because I've been trying to do like my super amateur gear review for my photography
Oh, I
gear,
love it.
and then one of the things that I bought or I backed in Kickstarter a few months back. It's called the Peter McKinnon Camera Pack, which is a backpack made for photographers with a lot of cool accessories, and it was built to be like very efficient, and it's well regarded, highly rated. He's a really good YouTube videographer and
Yeah.
photographer too. So I did
Yeah.
my own video, and the company reached out to me
Yeah.
yesterday because they want to cut portions of my video and put it in their video. So even that, I'm not gonna get paid at all. I'm not gonna get any shout out. But the idea of like, holy shit, the people's the things that I like, the people that made those things, like understand that why I like the things that they do. So, that kind
Yeah.
of like changed my mind about, what? I'm just gonna pump out as much videos and as much episodes of this as I can, because
Yeah.
what if one day Canon or Nomadic, the bag company that I shouted out with my own video, reaches out like, hey, here's some stuff, review it or enjoy it. It's like, dude, in
Yeah. For
100%.
sure.
So make content's my number two. All All right.
Awesome.
We're at the end. Tawn,
Okay.
what is the number one thing that that people should do while they are in shelter in place mode?
Everything is an adventure. Like literally you make up a story in your head, it's like, and she wakes up and it's a new day. And it's like, or like going out and hunting for hot Cheetos. That's what I did yesterday. And it was just like, I had my mask on and everyone's covered and they have their hands like all covered. We're all like 6 feet away and we're waiting. And it's like the apocalypse outside and there's children with masks on and there's like old people like with masks or someone's like this covering as they're walking down. And here I am in the hunt for hot Cheetos because motherfucking hot Cheetos not anywhere. So it's like, I was like, and the only things open like the stores and the convenience stores, like, and the pharmacy, but the pharmacy is like super crowded and for freaking 2 days they did not have hot Cheetos. And then like the grocery store did, but the bag was too big and I didn't want to eat the big bag.
Why not?
And
That's your fault.
It's all moderation. You don't want to hoard either. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at this like level of like, get what you need. And then if, but if you hoard that's such a dick move to hoard, but I get why people hoard too, but you're actually making things worse. So anyway, so I'm just going out. I'm kind of buying groceries, every other day and not buying very much. I have like a tiny bag and that's all I have. And, go in, go out, get what you need. That's it. But this whole idea of like an adventure makes you pay. I don't know. It is an adventure because literally when we are fucking 60 and we tell our children
about what happened,
you want to have these stories baked out, man. You don't want to be like, your mom here, she made videos of being bored. She learned how to play. I mean, learning how to like, she found a yo-yo and like, yeah, that's fun too. But the stories of like, and then like, it was 2:00 and she's been in the house all day. She has one chance to go out during the sun when sun is up. And she goes out. She feels like, and in my head, I'm like, oh, I feel like the sun on my face. It feels so good. And it's just like, and what am I doing? I'm hunting for food. Like I literally feel like I'm hunting and gathering when I go out. Like there's a mission when I go out because it's only for essential goods, right? So you're getting the things that you actually need to live, even if it's like hot Cheetos, whatever. But in my head, I'm like, ooh, and I got fish and I got chicken and I'm making chicken stock right now. And I'm like doing old school ways of like batch cooking. Like it's getting back to our roots. And again, in my head, it's an adventure because it is. Like, do you know how mind-blowing this is going to be in the next couple of years? Or even folks who, I have friends who are like also pregnant, and that's scary. So I actually don't want to downplay or say that is an adventure because it's actually not and people are dying. But in my head, it's also like, fuck, we're in this weird moment that not this generation, not the generation before us. Like there's this weird few generations that haven't gone through this. Like there's the generation that actually went through war where people are being drafted. And that's a huge deal. It's like nothing of this magnitude has happened on a global scale until now. Oh, and the adventures. Oh my God, the fights that I've seen. Wait, it gets better. And I don't, again, fighting is not good, but this type of fighting.
Entertaining.
It's pretty entertaining. It's like I was in line and it's like, yo, bro, can you like step back? And it's like, what the fuck, bro? He's like, and then the other one's like social distancing, man. And I'm like standing here like, oh shit. Like we're fighting about science. Like, no, we're fighting about like, our level of argument has gone up from, and then another person steps and it's like, yeah, bro, we're all trying to be healthy. We're all trying to keep safe for each other. Okay. And I was like, oh my God, it's like people are dying. Have you not seen this the statistics. And it just like goes like that. And I'm just like, we are fighting about this.
Yep.
How, again, I don't want to downplay that it is a horrible situation, but at the same time, it's like, oh my God, our conversations has gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
anyway.
it's yeah, on paper it's not as what do you call this, dire as, because I was thinking like 50 years from now when they read um what happened in 2020, where like our grandparents were asked to go to war and risk their lives, and we were asked to work from home, right? I know it on paper doesn't look how like it is, but the idea of the world is so connected right now that if one sector of society fucks up, it kind of fucks up everybody.
it, it
It's like
like just like has this massive like impact, and it's crazy. Like
yeah,
it's crazy in my head. And even watching Pandemic, like it makes
mhm,
sense. Like it looks fine. Like even a few years ago, I mean, I always try to get vaccinations in general for the flu shot,
mhm,
but like even listening to it from a public health perspective and how they were already looking at the flu as like every year as something horrible, it's like I've never had that zoomed out view before.
yeah.
You
I mean,
know, like I thought I did, but now more than ever, it's like I've never looked at things on a larger level.
yeah,
And this pandemic has allowed us to zoom super, super out
yeah,
and be like, oh, fuck, we are in this together. And then just the stats on New York alone, I think all my family is like fearing
yeah.
for me. They're like, have you seen New York?
Yep.
Oh my God. The graph is like this.
Global epicenter is the New York tagline, is
But it's
the
true.
global epicenter for the pandemic. And then, I mean, you're 100% correct about
Yeah, I called it at the end of January.
yeah,
I called it where I was like, I saw the first outbreaks happen. And that's how I got my mask in the first place, from a couple of friends that like chimed in when I said it. I was like, yo, something's about to happen. I live by LaGuardia.
mhm,
Like,
yeah.
I'm
No,
fucked.
yeah, it was inevitable because New York is such a condensed city with too many people, with public
Subway.
transportation as the number one way to move around. It is gonna spread, and for me too. When I talk to my friends about it, it's if you really listen and hear what people are saying, they're not even saying that we're not even telling to like squash it or to stop it. We just don't want you to all get sick at the same time. That's all that we want you to do. You know how dire that sounds? Like, you know how scary that is? Like, yeah, you are going to get sick, but get sick 2 months from now. But
Yeah.
not right now, because
Yeah.
there's only so many beds in a particular hospital, which is, I realize, like, I'm Filipino. A lot of Filipinos are nurses,
Yeah.
so they're in the
Hmm.
front lines all the time.
They
I
are.
shared a story a couple of days ago about my first girlfriend's father was the head cardiologist of the country.
Yeah.
Not like he was like the number one cardiologist in the Philippines for a very, very long time. Illustrious career. He
Mhm.
passed away this week because of the coronavirus.
Oh my God.
And that's, it's a little bit of a wake up, like even more of a wake up call, because he's a doctor. He has access to the best care. He has done
Yeah.
good in his life, possibly
Mhm.
saved, if not hundreds, thousands of people, in his
Mhm.
tenure as a cardiologist in the Philippines.
Mhm.
Didn't matter. Didn't matter. So, like, if you get it, it's, again, I mean, that's life in general. But
Yeah.
the idea of, you know, a lot of people are minimizing this. A lot of people are overreacting. A lot of people are neutral, and that's just how things go in life nowadays. But
Mhm.
my thing is, like, if you're doing something, doesn't matter what you're doing. Just do it slightly better because tomorrow might be your day.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
And I totally agree. And just again, death is around the corner. And I talked a little bit about it today on like my stories,
Mhm.
but I was like, look, it's right around the corner. So make your life
Yeah.
meaningful.
Yeah.
If you're going to be inside, make it a fucking adventure. Like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is it.
Yeah. Have fun, celebrate more, love more,
Mhm.
which we're ending the episode as well with my number one, which I'm sure is also part of your list in life in general, not just this pandemic. Is my number one is to communicate with your loved ones more. You know,
Yeah.
you're bored.
Maybe ended up on a good note.
Yeah, no, you're bored. Your mom or your dad's on Facebook. It's weird. You
Yeah.
know what? Pop that video chat. Say hi. You
Yeah.
know that aunt or uncle that you only speak to during the Christmases. What's a hi hello, and it's something that I've particularly this past week, because New York has now risen to be the number one place, the hotbed of this
Mm-hmm.
particular pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
People from out of the wood came out of the woodwork, which is actually I didn't realize how good it felt to have your high school classmates that you haven't spoken to in 12 years to just like, hey, heard stuff about New York. You doing okay? It's like, yeah, I'm actually doing okay. I mean, I
Nice.
actually have a copy and paste statement already because I'm telling my aunts, my uncles, my mom, and my dad about how good it is here. But
Yeah.
like hearing from people that I haven't heard before, even though it's just even if it is a forwarded or copy and paste message, it doesn't matter because
Yeah.
some people are out there looking out for you. But for the other part of it too is because this disease is indiscriminate.
Mhm.
If you might die tomorrow, tell the people any person. If you love them, tell them you love them. If you hate them, tell them go fuck themselves. So,
Yeah.
um, I saw like one of my favorite tweets that I saw and I might use in the future is a pickup line that said, if the coronavirus doesn't take you out, can I? Right?
I might do that too.
Good one, right? So I figured like
Yeah.
now's the time. Everybody's bored. Everybody's stuck. Do go on that virtual date with that guy that you felt
Yeah.
might not have a chance before, but now it's fine. Swipe
Yeah.
right. But more importantly, like talk to your parents, talk to
Yeah.
your family, tell them what's up, inform them about because a lot of places are shutting down. Like Manila is on lockdown. Nobody goes in and out unless with a special pass for at least another
I
two
didn't know that.
weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
So, well, luckily my family's pretty set, but a lot of other people's families aren't. So, you know, words, virtual, uh, uh, or text or emails written, they help. Yeah, they you know entertain, pass the time, and maybe even kind of warms the hearts of people that are in not the best situation right now. Because all we have right now is you know I hear a lot of people who are forced to be with like roommates for an extended period of time,
Yeah.
siblings or family, and it kind of like ruins in their flow.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are like me, like it's me and my
Mhm.
cat,
Yeah.
right?
Same.
Right?
Well, not no cat, but yeah.
Yeah. So it's just us in our heads, and sometimes if you
Do you know
reach
what's
out.
funny? It's like I think about it too when you know how like when people get older, they're kind of forgotten,
Mm-hmm.
literally left.
No.
Just like this.
Hmm.
And
Well,
you're like, oh, fuck, I was an asshole, huh? Never coming visit them.
yeah.
You
Well,
know?
this spurred like again now my like my parents are, they're really good with Facebook Messenger and they're really good with Viber, but now they're hopping on video calls. They're
Yeah.
traversing
Viber
different
is an
platforms.
Asian thing, right? Because
Yeah.
Viber, my family in Vietnam uses Viber
Yeah,
too.
it's I think it's Rakuten who owns it, but yeah, Viber is more Asia. I think here out west is more WhatsApp as the international
Yes.
free voice over
Yeah.
IP texting and calling. But yeah, there's so many things free there. I know that they're harvesting and collating and selling your data, but hope that's a little bit of like a trade off of being able to talk to people
Yeah,
thousands of
for
miles
sure.
away. Again, that is my top one things that you need to do during this shutdown. Hopefully, our lists not only entertain you, but maybe try one or two things out and then share us. Maybe you
I want
have.
to know about the drink.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
what are y'all making up now?
Yeah, send those
Like,
recipes out. And before we close, Tawn, that camera in front of you. Tell
yeah,
people where they can reach you, how they can support you,
yeah,
and where they can find you.
cool. Well, I'm on Instagram a lot. So it's tin underscore Tawn. So THINH underscore TAWN. And yeah, I put up a lot of stuff there. I do Reiki. I talk about distance Reiki now that we are in
Mm-hmm.
quarantine and how time and space doesn't exist. It's a little crazy talk,
Nope.
but I give it.
Yeah.
And then I illustrate, do 4x6 watercolor paintings now to support myself this time without a job.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I'll probably do some like more lives and more stories and more stuff. And I might be selling incense online. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't figured that's I have the time now to figure out
Yep.
how that logistically works.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah. And yeah, tawn-lay.com. So TAWN-LE.com has everything.
And your sticky situations,
With two
two
underscores,
underscores.
sticky underscore situations.
Follow that
Yeah.
too. So follow Tawn on all the social medias. Support. We will have her Kofi, Venmo links down in the description as well. Support whatever you can, whoever you can, your friends, your family. If you have something, share it. If not monetary, just kind words, right?
Yeah,
So
kind words.
yeah.
Like I think as someone who freelances in small business, even you sharing it,
Yep.
you don't need to buy it. Like I get it.
Mhm.
Like if just sharing like warms my heart
Yep.
so much when people do that. And
Yeah.
that's still support in my head. Yeah.
100%. So please,
Yeah.
like what Ton mentioned, the Fun Street podcast is now an irregularly scheduled podcast. We will just pump out as much content as we can. I'll bring in as many fun friends as I can that have cool stories and cool skills to share virtually and in person. And hopefully you guys enjoy. And if you want to leave us a voicemail, we have a number 347-934-9594. And if it is appropriate, we will put it on air. We'll discuss it. If it's not appropriate, I will listen to it by myself in my bedroom. Please leave us your comments, suggestions at any of the podcast social medias, just Instagram or Twitter at Fun Shoot Podcast. And my personal social media is at EL_JONG. That's at L Jong. You'll see pictures of pretty things there that I try to share. And again, Tawn, thank you very much for your time and your energy.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's always fun to just catch up and talk and then use it as content. It's weird how 2020 that sounds. And we'd like to thank you, the listener, for hanging out with us. And with that, thank you very much.
You.
We love you and goodbye.
We love you. Thanks, y'all. Bye.